From our Center for the Arts studio, this is your Ashland University Sports Update. I'm Kate Siefert. Thanks for tuning in. Ashland's tennis team is off to a strong start this spring after a not-so-successful fall season. The women went 0-15 this fall and are already 6-1 this spring season. Sophomore Megan Fitzpatrick talked to us about the team's most recent success.
Really hard fall season. It was very hard even going into spring break, like knowing what our record was and how bad we lost, and we really stepped it up over spring break and just played a lot better. Really, we're just trying to go out and have fun and do our best, you know, because in the end, our best is all we can do. We had some injuries, just a lot of tough stuff. One of our teammates, her mom got cancer. She was our #1, so she had to leave, so we all moved up. We just went in just knowing that, yeah, maybe we were kind of coming in as the underdog, but just enjoying the fact that we were able to play college tennis and just doing our best anyway. He did try to step up our practices a little bit since we were missing people. He just mainly tried to have us challenge each other a lot. We really just want to make it into GLIACs, so just get a few more wins than what we did last year or this year, and yeah, just the overall goal is to get into GLIACs.
Fall athletes may be in for a big surprise this summer after a new NCAA legislation passed. I was able to talk to some of the members of Ashland's athletic department as well as a current student athlete to discuss the benefits and the concerns this new legislation will create. In January, the NCAA passed a new legislation stating that fall athletes can stay on campus over the summer and work with strength and conditioning coaches.
Basically, it says that a strength and conditioning coach is allowed to create and supervise summer conditionings beginning June 1 for all fall athletes that will be coming in.
Although this new legislation is on a volunteer basis, some athletes fear if they do not stay over the summer, their playing time will be affected.
If you're going to be a contributing player, you definitely want to stay over the summer and be here for the workouts.
Athletes who stay over the summer will work with Ashland's strength and conditioning coach A.G. Kruger. He says this opportunity will be beneficial to the team's success and will also help the athletes themselves.
You look at it as a safety standpoint of if they're not conditioned, if they're not in the right frame of mind and also being in the right shape, being ready for that competition season, you're looking at a lot of injuries happening.
What this does with the legislation is it gets everybody on the same page. Okay, now you can get good training, you can get good information.
The Division II athletics motto is life in balance. Student athletes should have an equal amount of athletics, academics, and personal life. Despite the legislation, the athletic department says they do not expect students to turn down internship opportunities for summer workouts at Ashland.
In the event that I had to give up football or one or the other, I would definitely choose the internship or the hospital, whatever it may be, because long term that's obviously going to be what's important.
The new legislation will go into effect on June 1st. For AUTV 20, I'm Kate Siefert. As a new door for Ashland's athletic program opens, another is closing. Sue Ramsey coached her last basketball game for the Eagles this season and is retiring at the end of the academic year. We were able to sit down with Coach Ramsey as she shared her feelings about the day after her last game, as well as her hopes for the program as it continues after she is gone.
It was really an amazing year in that it extended a lot longer than we thought it would. And the fact that we went into the regional tournament, that we beat Southern Indiana, the fact that we beat Michigan Tech on their home floor, and talk about memorable game. And then the Lewis, knowing that it was going to be the last one. I think I was prepared, and I think the best part was being able to share it with Taylor Woods. I woke up that morning with a sense of peace, which God has given me throughout this entire year. And even coming to the decision that this will be my last year. I'm exploring some things, remaining at Ashland University on a part-time basis to help save money for the athletic department and raise money for the athletic department. I love this athletic department. I think the leadership of Al King and Adam and all the people that are in place, all the coaches are tremendous, and I really want to help that happen. And just also very excited for what this coaching staff that's in place now and will continue to stay in place next year is going to do.
This week on our Athlete Spotlight, we talked to junior baseball player Jake Baldwin. AUTV 20's Tom Prizeman sat down with him to talk about his success despite his Tommy John surgery last season.
On this week's AU Student Spotlight, we're talking to Jake Baldwin, star pitcher for the Ashland Eagles baseball team. Jake, thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me here.
Last year, you were the reigning GLIAC Pitcher of the Year, the 2013 GLIAC Pitcher of the Year. You get off to a good start, and then you have arm troubles. What was that like to go through that experience, and what was it like when you found out that you were going to be shut down for the rest of the season?
Oh, well, I started off really good last year, and I thought things were going to be okay. And then towards about the third game of the year, my arm started really bothering me. And talked with my trainer and everything like that. I tried to rehab it, and that wasn't really working. And I ended up going down to see a doctor down in Cincinnati for the Cincinnati Reds. He's a really good doctor. And he actually gave me the news that I would have to get Tommy John surgery, and I'd be done for the rest of the year. It was pretty devastating to me, especially coming off of the big year that I had. And we were really looking to do some big things last year, and I wanted to be a part of it. And it was just kind of crushing to know that I wouldn't be able to help my team at all last year. You
mentioned the Tommy John surgery. That's a lengthy rehab process. What was the rehab process like for you?
Oh, it's really long, and it's really tedious. You got to go to rehab just about every single day. You're doing the same thing over and over, and it gets real boring. You got to really stick to it, because if you don't, then a lot of things could happen. You could hurt your arm again, or you couldn't come back as good as you were, and there's just a lot of things, so you really got to stick to the program.
You mentioned not coming back as good as you were. You've come back even better than you were. Ashland has won every single time you've taken the mound this season. What was it like to make a return and be so effective so far here in the early part of the season?
I really didn't expect to be where I'm at right now. I mean, some people don't even come back. I'm actually ahead of schedule, I guess you would say, compared to a lot of other people. So I'm pretty lucky, and it just feels good. To go out there and be able to win. I mean, obviously I'm not doing it myself. My team's got to put up some runs for me, and they help a lot in the field too. But, it feels good to go out there and be able to win and help my team get closer to our goals.
Jake, thank you so much. We hope some more wins for you the rest of this season.
Let's hope.
Thanks, and now we'll send it back to Kate.
As March came to a close, so did the madness of college basketball. At Ashland University, many students and faculty enjoyed the excitement of the tournament. AUTV 20's Haley Hieronymus has the story.
There is that great desire to win. The prestige that goes with being the national champions of the NCAA still has a great deal of interest for me, and I think I enjoy that amateur element a great deal.
Even at a small university, March Madness is a large part of college culture. Students and faculty alike enjoyed watching the games and participating in brackets.
You have teams that are ranked lower in the bracket, beating higher seeded teams, and it's exciting to watch.
According to a national survey, over 40 million Americans fill out about 70 million brackets for March Madness. Participants base their brackets off of rankings and gut feelings.
Usually pick a lot of upsets. 12-6 is always a good upset. That usually happens. And, there's really no wrong pick in the NCAA tournament because anything can happen.
I have winning Duke. I'm a big Duke fan, and I've been following them for this season.
Duke fans were excited after the Blue Devils clinched the national championship crown. And even if participants didn't have Duke winning in their brackets, they still enjoyed the competition.
It's fun to compete, to look at different pools and see if you're going to make any money. And so it's become part of our culture. So I like the fact that it's so much of our culture right now.
Reporting for AUTV 20, I'm Haley Hieronymus.
Heading to the Diamond, AU softball currently holds the 4th spot in the Midwest regional rankings and trails first place Wayne State by just 1.5 games in the GLIAC. The Eagles have an overall record of 27-5 and have won their last 6 outings. Grand Valley State trails behind AU by just half a game, while South Division foe Tiffin lies 1 game back. Moving on to baseball, the Eagles have moved to the 20th position in the latest national rankings. They have won 12 out of their last 14, including a streak of 10 games, which has been their longest run since 2009. The Eagles hold a 25-9 record with a 14-4 mark in GLIAC play, which gives them a half a game edge on Northwood. Junior pitcher Art Warren has gone 4-1 on the mound with a sterling 2.55 ERA, while 2-time GLIAC Player of the Week senior shortstop Stephen James leads AU at the plate with a .407 batting average, 8 home runs, and 39 RBIs. The AU men and women's track and field team performed well at the All-Ohio Track Meet, featuring teams from Divisions 1, 2, and 3. The AU men's team finished a close second against first place Ohio State, while the AU women placed third behind first place Miami and runner-up Ohio State. Individually, senior Drew Windle led the way for AU, winning the 800-meter run in a time of 1:47.8. Junior Nick Hall joined Windle atop the podium, winning the 1500-meter race in a time of 3:52.7. On the women's side, freshman Irene Skinner knocked off the talented field in the 400-meter women's dash in a time of 55.99. The team will head up to the Walsh Invitational this upcoming weekend before hosting AU's only home meet of the campaign, Ashland's Alumni Open, on Friday, April 24th and Saturday, April 25th. The AU men's golf team hit the links in Noblesville, Indiana at the Great Lakes Regional Tournament number 3. The Eagles carded a total of 609 in the tournament, finishing a tie for 18th place. Senior Jake Houston led the Eagles with a score of 150 for the two-day tournament, strong enough for a 42nd place individually. The AU women's golf team traveled to Mohawk Country Club for the two-day Tiffin Spring Invitational. The Eagles turned in a score of 647, good enough for third place in the event. Sophomore Caitlin Newman finished runner-up, leading the Eagles with a score of 154. That's it for this Ashland University Sports Update. I'm Kate Siefert. Thanks for tuning in.